Today, let's talk about choosing the perfect dog name for your puppy. We're going to have a little brainstorming session. I'll talk about ways of making your puppy name more personal to you, some tips and tricks, my own list of names which I gathered prior to getting and naming Sophie, and if you're still unsure about a name after all we brainstorm in this video, I do have a fail-proof way of really nailing that doggy name. Hi, it's Joanna here along with Sophie. This is my Goldendoodle Diary, a channel dedicated to Goldendoodles, Groodles, Doodle dogs. Having said that, today's doggy naming video is definitely applicable to all kinds of dogs. Subscribe if you'd like to follow along in the doggy chat. It makes a big difference. And if you like, leave us a thumbs up. Naming your dog isn't necessarily as simple as it seems. Considering you will be saying the name for many years to come, it had better be something you like and something that truly suits your dog. So first of all, I recommend starting to gather ideas for your dog's name at about the same time you actually start looking for your dog. It's a good idea to actually write it down because sometimes you may hear of a really great name, but just a little later forget what it was. I still have my lists saved in notes on my phone, but more about that later. The reason for having a list rather than just one name is that however much you may like a particular name, sometimes when you meet your actual puppy, it just doesn't suit it. Case in point, Sophie was almost certainly going to be called Tessa, until I saw her and realized that even my second favorite name on the list didn't suit her. The moment my eyes scrolled way down on the list to Sophie, it's like a little bell rang, and I realized this is definitely a Sophie and no other name. I personally love French music and movies, so a French name sits nicely for me. So now, let's talk about sources of inspiration for your puppy's name. So firstly, let's look at places that are significant to us and go from there. If you've been on holidays and lived somewhere you love and have nice memories of, use that as a springboard for a name. For instance, I had some amazing holidays with close friends in Noosa and a really nice trip around Bali, so that's another name. Then there's Bronte for the lovely Bronte Beach in Sydney. If you've been to, say, Florida, you can shorten it and name your dog Flora, or Penny for Pennsylvania. My mum's dog was born in a place called Carafa, and the dog's name became Cara. Another source of inspiration is a culture you're particularly drawn to. Do you love the ancient Egyptian culture? Cleopatra may become Cleo, or the dog-headed Anubis may become Nubi. What about Australiana? Again, one of my mum's dogs is Banjo for Banjo Patterson, the classic Australian poet. Or Joey, which is another name for a baby kangaroo. More iconic Australian animals include magpies, or Maggie for short. Or if you like koalas, maybe Koa or Ala for short may suit. Or go for Americana, like Sawyer for the iconic Tom Sawyer. You get the picture. And speaking of book characters and authors, is there a book or poem that was life-changing for you? One of my favourite authors is Paulo Coelho, so why not Paulo for a doggy name? You can lock in the name of your favourite sports team in a doggy name too. Do you go for bears? Then there it is. Buffaloes? Then maybe Buffy for short. And speaking of animal names, maybe call them by another animal's name, like moose or goose or some other fun-sounding word. Other than that, game names may be inspiring. So maybe try Dingo or Atari. Anything you have a positive association with, which also rolls off the tongue nicely for you. Did you or your kids grow up with Teletubbies, Sesame Street or The Muppets? There are plenty of fun character names that can be used for your dog's name. Especially in the case of fluffy doodle dogs, bear-like names are quite suitable, like Fozzie for Fozzie Bear, or perhaps Yogi or Bobo. Then there's a sweet fawn called Bambi, a cute clownfish called Nemo, Simba, Pumbaa and Timbo from The Lion King, and let's not forget Snoopy. I had a great neighbour who named her dogs Tom and Jerry after the famous cat and mouse duo. TV and movie-wise, I know Sophie often reminds me of Falcor from The Never-Ending Story. Then there are names like Chappie, Yoda, Neo and Alf. Another sweet naming idea is to do a two-letter repetition, such as Kiki or Bobo. All you need is a consonant and a vowel. You can make up your own if you want to get creative, such as Jar Jar, Gigi, Dada. Just have some fun with it. Considering we call our dogs our fur babies, perhaps you may find a human name most suitable. I know I did with Sophie. Currently, the most popular names for human babies are Kobe for boys and Gianna for girls, perhaps Gia for short. Even here you can get pretty creative. Names like Eden, Sage, Jade, Milo or Nova are beautiful. I also think Poppy and Bodhi are sweet names as well. And if that's not enough, here is my own original list of names which I gathered over time. So other than the names I already mentioned, here are my top 10 female dog names. And here are my top 10 male dog names. Okay, so you may be thinking, Joanna, I still can't think of a name for my puppy. To which I give you the overthinker's solution. It goes like this. You show your puppy to some 5-year-old kids and ask them what they think your puppy's name should be. Kids have an incredibly creative knack for these things, like they already know without having to rack their brains about it like we do. So go right ahead and ask. And if the name they come up with is something like Rainbow, then you know what to do. Either Rainbow it is, or shorten it to Bo or Bobo. Anyway guys, I hope you get some good inspiration from all this. Let me know in the comments down below what name you picked and why. And good luck with finding a puppy name, and good luck with your puppy. Don't forget to subscribe and like, and see you again soon. Bye.